All right, another kind of search is searching by map. So we'll start a new search. First thing I always do is go to the map. Now when you first go to the map, it's probably going to look something like this. Oh, that's probably too far, but something like this, showing you the whole MLS area. Take your map and put it to the part of town that you typically do your searching in, the way you want your map to open up. And when you get it the way you want to see it, when you go in, again, here's your gear.
Oh, nice.
Set that as your default, so you don't have to zoom in every time.
Cool.
Now, you can always move it for any given search, but then the next time you go in, it'll come up the way you want to see it. Now, there's 3 different shapes that you can draw on the map. Actually, there's 4. I don't really fond of this one. There's a freehand that you would just click and draw a shape, but I don't really like that one. You got 3 others: circle, rectangle, polygon. The circle I like if, let's say my client told me they're going to work right here, so I'm going to click, and they want to live within 2 miles of their office. I can go out 2 miles, click, and set the shape. So circle is click to start, click to end. Rectangle works the same way. Click to start, draw the shape however you need to define your area. Click to set the shape. Polygon is multi-sided. I can come down here, go over there, whatever I want to do, because every time I click, it's going to let me change direction. So click, click. So I can come here, then I could come up here, then I could come over here, I could come down here, I could come over here. Because all I'm doing is clicking when I want to change directions, come back up this way, over there, out here. Whenever you're done, you need to let the system know you're done. So go back to the original spot, click again to set the shape. Now the reason I drew that shape on top of these other shapes is my client told me this is where they wanted to live, but they don't want to live along any of these highways. They're too noisy, the dust and everything, they don't want to live there.
And this is really cool, guys.
It is. So I can go to the dot associated with any shape, and I can exclude that shape. Watch what happens to the listings inside of that shape when I exclude.
Cool.
They went away. Oh, come on, guys. That is really cool.
Really?
You can't do that in any other MLS. You know what? I don't think you get it. Wait a second here. My client also told me that their mother-in-law lives right here, and she can walk half a mile.
This is like totally awesome, guys.
I can get rid of those listings. So now they can show mom the results and go, Mom, sorry, we really wanted to get closer, but there wasn't anything.
No.
We'll come pick you up when it's time to visit.
I have questions.
Huh?
Questions.
You get the idea, right? Your client wants to live here, but your client tells you, you never tell your client.
The client tells you.
Right, you don't ever tell them. There's some pockets that they don't want to live in. So you can take those out so they don't
Or
get
flood zones.
listings. Or flood
I
zones.
don't want to live in any.
You could draw a line around the flood zone and remove those listings.
If they tell you.
Flood zones, yeah. Now, I've got 49 results, but if I go back to criteria and I say my client can only afford between 100 and 150, takes me down to 24. So your shapes and your criteria work hand in hand. If they say, you know, 150 is kind of pushing it, what we have if we go 125 takes you down to 4. So it still remembers your shapes, and as you change criteria, it changes. But now when you go to results, it's exactly the same as a form search. You have the same reports, you have the same button bars, all the same functionality. Any questions about map searching?
To delete one of those areas that you highlighted, what do you do? Just click on it?
To delete an area, you would again go to the shape, you could hit delete.
Oh.
Or if you need to change the shape at all, like if they decide, well, you know, I've been riding my bike longer so I can go further, oops, I can go to any of the lines and make it bigger. Or if their mother-in-law moved out of state now, so now that you're interested in that area, I can delete that shape, whatever I want to do. And of course, when I went, I can come down here and I could save that as an auto email. If that's what they were looking for, that's how I could set up their auto notification. Okay, there's one other kind of search. And this is always where everybody gets all excited, because when you hear this word, you're going to go, oh, thank goodness, it's almost over. The other way to search is the speed bar. Yes,
Yay.
you made it to the speed bar. The speed bar is located right here in your menu system. The speed bar is always on the top of your page. In the speed bar, you can do things like type in MLS numbers like 95000 or 900333. I'm putting spaces between them. You could use commas if that's what you're more comfortable with. And if I typed it right, I should have 3 results. Oops, I typed something wrong.
Too many zeros on the first one.
No, that was
No.
right. 950090033940666. Which one am I missing?
We believe you.
Oh, maybe that was a test listing or something. Okay, but the speed bar is also where I would go if someone calls me and said, hey, I'm sitting in front of 1423 Pioneer,
Yay.
and there's this big for sale sign in front of it. I want to see how much it is.
Nice.
Well, there may be that big for sale sign that the agent hasn't gone out and put the sold rider on it. If I went and ran a residential search looking for an active listing, I wouldn't find it, would I? Or they might be sitting in front of this nice single family dwelling and don't realize there's a driveway that goes around the back and it's multifamily. I could search all day long in residential and I wouldn't find it, right? From the speed bar, it'll find it. It's an all status, all property type search. So when I hit enter, it's going to tell me anytime that property's been on the market. So there's the active. I can tell them it's $1,550,000. But then you get that call.
If they don't have the number, they say I'm sitting on Pioneer, but I don't know the number.
Just bang.
Do I want to show you that now?
Because
Bear with me a minute. Bear with me.
Uh-huh.
Better than that. That call. Hey, I just drove down Bella Vista. How much is that house with the palm tree in front of it on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Map search.
I'll show you what you're going to do. You're going to go in the speed bar and you're going to say, I'm looking for actives on Bella Vista. Let me make this smaller. And there are. There's 9 of them. Well, now I can come over here. I can switch it to the full display.
I would find the palm tree.
And I can say, let me go one smaller. Oh, that's got palm, but she said the left side of the house. Let me go look. Oh, there it is. It's got a 3-car garage, a double and a single. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, it's $289,900. Pretty cool.
Yes. Nice.
You like my speed bar, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Watch this. Let me zoom it back up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm looking for, here, let me go back home so you can see the whole thing. I'm looking for active listings. I only want residential in the city of Kingman that are between, that are between 300 and 400,000. There's 28 of them. Not impressed, huh? All right, I only want ones that have 4 or more bedrooms, 3 or more baths. I'm down to 13. She's still not impressed. Okay, I only want ones that are at least 3,000 or more square feet. Now I'm down to 4.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool?
Yes.
Huh? Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay, is it doing a search for those characters or are those fields? Like the A is active, right?
well, I don't know. How do you know what you can do in your speed bar?
Look at the little question mark.
Question mark.
Yeah.
If you hit that question mark, it'll show you what you can do in the speed bar.
Oh, cool.
Now, the information that I put in there, I could have put it in any order. The only thing that order matters on is beds and baths. Beds fast first, followed by baths. But I could have put the beds and baths first. Then I could have put Kingman. Then I could have put active. Any order that I want. Now, I've shown you most of the things that you can do by default. You can't do everything. It's meant to be for your general type searches. However, each of you can define up to 10 of your own speed bar shortcuts. So if you have a lot of people that are looking for a swimming pool, or you have a lot of people that need at least a 3-car garage, or if a shape on the map means something to you, you can make that a speed bar shortcut. So I created one. I pretended I have a lot of people that want a pool. So anywhere in here I can put my speed bar shortcut, which is /POOL. 2 of those homes have a pool.
Where'd you put that?
I put it anywhere. I just stuck it in here. But I could have put it at the end. I could have put it at the very beginning, anywhere I want. Now I'm going to show you how to make your own speed bar shortcuts in just a minute. But the speed bar is more than just for listings. Have you ever been out on your car, out showing properties, whatever, and you needed to call another agent and you didn't have their phone number? So you call the office or the board, ask them to look it up. So you've done that?
Yeah.
Not anymore. Because remember, I could have done that on my phone. I've got my speed bar on my phone. So right on my phone, in the speed bar, I go in and I say, I'm looking for an agent. I know her first name starts with J, so I don't know what it is. I can't remember. J asterisk Smith. Hit enter. Oh, there she is, Janet.
That's awesome.
And we all know how our phones work, right?
That is cool.
We all know how our phones work. Hey, Janet, this is Willie.
Yep.
Pretty slick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or I just got that offer, and I have to rush into the broker's office, but I don't know where it's at. I go in my speed bar on my phone.
That's very cool.
I type in OFF, and I know he's Keller Williams, so I'll put Keller asterisk. If it ever gets confused, it'll ask you, do you mean office name is like Keller, or do you mean street name off Keller? No, I mean office name. So there he is on,
That one's on Henderson.
Yeah.
So you have to tell Kingman or?
no, it'll pull up all of them, but yesterday it was pulling up 4.
It was, yeah, that's.
Maybe those are-
I did see it yesterday pulling up.
Maybe those other offices
You got
are
a space
inactive.
after Keller.
No, they shouldn't be. They got fired.
Write that down, I'll double check what's going on
Okay.
with Barbara. But you get the idea. There's the address, there's the phone number. I can do what I need to. How do you do your own speed bar shortcuts? I'll start with a brand new search. What I always do is hit clear. Because you see active is checked, I might want to use my speed bar shortcut when I'm looking for a sold or something. So I would hit clear. Then I would put in whatever I wanted my speed bar shortcut to be. What would be a good one? Do you have a lot of people that want at least a 3-car garage or something like that? Is that a good one? That's what we'll use. So we'll say 3+ garages. That's all I'm going to put in, what I want my speed bar shortcut to be. Then I go to results, and I didn't show you before, but on this save button bar, there's new speed bar shortcut. When I click on that, you'll see it put a slash there. Can you see that slash?
Yeah.
Do not take that slash away. That's what defines it to the system as a user-defined speed bar shortcut. And then put in whatever you're going to remember, like 3-car, and hit save. Now I've got a speed bar shortcut for 3-car. So let's go back up here. Let's put them in all different order. Let's say in Kingman, active, 3-car, between 400 and 600, and just for giggles in the front here, we'll put 4 plus 3 plus, totally different order, right? And there's 7 of them.
Wow.
So up to 10 of your own speed bar shortcuts. Whatever, I mean, a speed bar shortcut could be, I have a lot of people that want to live in this subdivision or this subdivision, so your speed bar shortcut could be those 2 subdivisions. Whatever you want.
Can you also look for, because I sell in Golden Valley, you have water hole, which people don't want water delivery.
Can you do a not? Sure, you can set up your speed bar shortcut, not whatever.
Oh,
Like if they wanted in a certain subdivision, but not on this street, that type of thing. Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
the exclamation then, the not?
Huh?
The exclamation for not?
Right, in the street name, for example, because it's a text field, you'd have to put exclamation point,
Name.
the name.
Carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you put in no CC and Rs?
CC and Rs?
Yeah.
I don't know what a CC
Or
and
homeowners.
No
Is there-
There is a box that we had in Innovia that checked CCNR, so if that's in there, you can put no, it was a coded feature.
Yeah,
So I'll double check that. So it was in there and we did take it out, so it should be.
so it should be there and you would be saying not that. And that would be your whole speed bar shortcut, is not
Right.
CC and Rs.
Or HOH.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there, the old system would make a video out of the pictures, the photographs and stuff of the listing?
Property panorama?
Yeah.
If you had property panorama, it should, you should have it. All the same features and that you should have. If you don't, let Lauren know. It may have been something he forgot to bring over, and we can add that link in there. All right, I have one more thing to show you, but before I do, does anybody have any questions about anything in Matrix? So I can call that 800 number, tell them to take the rest of the day off, you guys got it, right?
Hang on.
All right, I have not saved a search all day long. I've shown you guys how to save a search. Matrix automatically keeps every search that you go to results on. And it keeps the last 50 searches, 50, or 7 days, whichever's less. They're located up here in the right-hand corner under recent searches. So if I click on that, you'll see there's my 3+ garage, there's my Keller, there's my Smith. All of the things we've been doing all day long, Bella Vista, Pioneer. Let's go back to that first one that we were working on. Look what it did. Took me back exactly where I was. I still have those listings checked. I'm still on cards. This is great for if you were working on something and all of a sudden you had to run another search. Or you had to look up a client's phone number. Go to recent searches, go pick up right where you were. Or let's say you were on desk duty this weekend. Somebody came in off the street, You sat down with them, you put in all their criteria, ran a search and everything, printed out a couple listings, they left and went on their way. They call you back today, 4 days later. Hey, I enjoyed working with you this weekend. Can you set me up for one of those auto email thingies that you guys do? Well, let me see. I can come up here to recent searches. I can view all 48. And you could go back to Saturday. I can only go back to yesterday. And I can say, oh yeah, wait a minute, I think that's it. Let me see. That's when he was in. Yes, I remember doing that. Let me double check. Yep, that's it, because he didn't like living along highways either. So now I can come down here, save, new auto email. All right, buddy, what's your first name, last name, and email address? Hit save. He's got mail. 50 searches or 7 days, whichever's less. What do you guys think of Matrix?
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there an add a new tab button?
You really don't, because of the recent searches, you really don't need another tab. If you feel that you do, what you would do is, let's say I want to run a residential search. If I hold down my control key and click on residential, it now opened up a new window with residential on it, and I could do my search. But keep in mind, I could have just left what I was doing here, ran my new search, then I could have gone back to recent searches and picked up where I was. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this will function with I could have like an open residential window. You have multiple windows open in Matrix?
Yep, just use your control key when you make your selection. But again, if you're having to search residential and commercial for the same person, just do a cross-property search. I mean, I really find with Matrix, you don't really need that functionality where you have multiple windows. But if you need to do it, that's how you would do it. Hold the control key, tell it where to go with that other window.
If you've already submitted your new listing and you want to, 3 days later, say, upload some more photos,
Yep, you would just
go to your input key.
Yep, you would just, and I can show you that now that we're live. Let me just, I have the MLS numbers here, so I don't know if they're active or not. Let me go to an active one, because I want to show you something else kind of neat about Matrix, I think is really neat. So let me grab this MLS number, and I'll go to input. I want to edit this one, so I'll put in the MLS number, go to edit. So here, I could manage photos, so I could add additional photos. But this, I think, is pretty cool. If I'm going to change this listing's active, and I'm going to change it to pending. So when I click on change to pending, it's only going to show me the fields that I need for a pending listing. By the same token, if I was changing it to sold, it's going to show me the sold fields. So rather than having to search for the fields I need to fill in, that's all it's going to show me. If I needed to if I needed all the fields, I wanted to change my remarks or whatever, I would just go into residential, and then I could go at wherever I wanted and change whatever I wanted. But if I'm just doing a status change, I don't have to do those. Yes, ma'am.
Just want to let everybody know, it really works that fast all the time.
Oh, I'm on a hotspot.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it works
I'm on a
that fast
hotspot.
all the time.
Matrix is super, super fast. If no one has any other questions, you're free to go.